Hi guys and girls, Rose Burnett here, Mind, Body, Soul Balance, and your daily inspiration. Today we're going to be talking about pushing through limits. And what are limits? Well, we can have limits that affect us in all aspects of our life, yeah. A lot of them are emotional or they're mental limits, yeah, the things we place around ourselves. Sometimes they can be limits that might be to do with your resources, like a lack of resources to do what you want to do. It could be that you need to either work with others to get something done, or you need to work as part of a team, all sorts of things. And I guess when we're talking about pushing through limits, it's also about your goals and your dreams. Yeah, what is it you want to achieve? It can be anything to do with your health, your fitness. It could be relationship goals that you might have. It could be you might want to change jobs or change careers or start your own business, or you might be in your own business. You've got ideas and you might be feeling a bit stuck. Things might not be working. You've been trying really hard. And what happens in those instances when you're not getting any traction that you want to get, regardless of what aspect of life it is that you want to change, yeah, or go after? Because often when we hit a limit, it's about a change that we want to make. Yeah, we want to push forward. We want to be more successful. We want to be happier. We want to be in a beautiful love relationship. It may be that you want to lose weight or get fit, yeah. Or you want to create a successful business. You might want to create the lifestyle of your dreams. Often when you go into business, it's about freedom and it's about creating a lifestyle that you want to create, yeah. It may just be that you want to bring more joy and happiness into your life, and you're tired of struggling, yeah, tired of pushing uphill. And what can happen in those instances where you're not getting the results that you want, or you're feeling a bit stuck, you're feeling a bit lost, confused, is you can get yourself into a place of feeling overwhelmed, yeah. Particularly with your emotions. A lot of it has to do with mindset, and I think it's probably one of the core reasons why one of my passions is all about mindfulness, yeah, and how to push through those limits. And we often have challenges in our lives. In fact, we have them all the time. Yeah, it's part of normal everyday living is to have challenges. If everything was the same, how boring would that be? We'd never have that contrast between light and dark, between not feeling so great and what joy and happiness is. Yeah, I mean, obviously we want to be in a place where we're having a joyful life as much as we possibly can. Yeah, but things can hit us from left of center. Things were unexpected. How we choose in every moment to react or respond to those things that come to us is what will be our existence. Yeah, it'll be what's our reality, and it can be a reality that's highly stressful if you want to make it stressful, yeah, for yourself, or it can be a reality where you draw on your inner strength and your inner resources to tackle things head on. You face them head on and you take responsibility for self. And what do I mean by that? So, for example, if you've hit a limit, because we are talking about pushing through limits, yeah, and there's lots and lots of examples that we can all go through about where we've hit a limit. If you've got big goals and dreams, or even it doesn't even matter if they're small goals and dreams, right? Ideally, you want to make them big enough that you're pushing yourself to grow, yeah. Because when you grow, you can what happens with growth, right? And I think you already know this, right? Is that once you push through one limit, yeah, it becomes so much easier to take the next step. And when you take the next step and the next limit that you're pushing through, you just keep growing as a person. You keep growing in terms of what you're capable of, what you can accomplish, the success that you can bring into your life, regardless of what aspect of that is, yeah. And you can be somebody that might hit a wall, and if you're constantly giving up when it's hardest, right, you're never going to get to that point where you want to be, and you'll be frustrated, and you might be already feeling frustrated, yeah. Or you've been trying really, really hard and it's just not working for you. And in those moments about pushing through limits, you've got to kind of look at what's going on and go, why isn't it working for me? Am I not trying hard enough? Do I think I'm trying hard, but I'm not actually trying as hard as I could be? Because we always have more in our tank, right? Let me give you an example. And this is just a broad example to kind of give you an idea of how much more we've got in our tank, right? You're always capable of more, always capable of more. Don't ever think that you're not. You always are. It doesn't matter if you're in poor health. It doesn't matter if you're totally unfit. It doesn't matter if you want to change jobs and nothing's working for you. Nobody's giving you an opportunity to get in the door. When that happens, particularly with the job stuff, right, is that you might not be on the path you should be on, right? And the universe is going not that way. You always have a choice, right? Within that, you own that choice of which direction you're trying to go, right? But something within that is not gelling and not working, yeah. In terms of the example I'm going to give you, this is a little while back, right? And I used to do a lot of lap swimming. And for me, my limit was always like 30 times 50 freestyle laps in a swimming pool, right? And I can remember working with a coach at the time in terms of doing something really big, like bringing a global tele summit together. It was a couple of years ago, yeah. And she made this one point, and I've always been, in terms of transformational coaching, you always come back to the place of self-motivation, right? But it was that key point of you're always capable of more. And for me, it was always I'd hit a wall at 30 laps, right? And I used to do like 2 or 3 sets to break it up. And I thought, this is a really good testing point. I always think that I can only do 30. Do you know what I did? I'd gradually increase my numbers. I ended up hitting 50 laps, 50 times 50, yeah, of a swimming pool. And you know what it did to me? It was so funny because at that 30 lap point, right, is when I physically hit a wall. I was going like a bit tired, my feet were starting to cramp up, right? But when I did that next set of laps and added those in, I just powered through. I might have done the first couple going, oh God, here we go. But my body was on fire because I'd pushed through a limit, right? And at the end of that, I felt so energized and I felt so pumped up because for me, I'd pushed through a limit. And that's what happens when you push through limits, yeah? You're always capable of more. You might think that you're not. You might be sitting there going, I've got absolutely no money in the bank to chase what I want to chase. I haven't got the resources to do what I want to do. Well, that's always going to be the case, right? Often that's always the case when you start out, unless you've been planning and saving, yeah, but we don't often always do that either. But there's always something that you can do that gets you started, right? And it's about pushing through the mental limits you put around yourself, the blocks, the things you say to yourself. And you can always put those blocks there because it prevents you from moving forward. It prevents you from growing. It prevents you from pushing through limits. It prevents you from stepping out of your fear, right? You get to be comfortable and secure, and you actually don't have to make an effort and push through your own fear and your own self-imposed limits mentally and emotionally from your heart space, right? But the very minute you choose to take action is what's going to change everything for you, right? Because you can hope, you can wish, you can dream, you can pray. Nothing ain't going to happen until you take action. The minute you decide to take action, you're starting to push through limits. Action can be simple as, I'm going to write my goals and dreams down. I'm going to figure out the steps I need to take to lose the weight, to get fit, to bring my business ideas and goals into form. Start with 1, right? What do you need to do? There's my end game. That's what I want to achieve. What do I need to do to get back to where I am presently to there? What steps are involved? What do I need to do? I'll guarantee you there's at least a handful on this hand of things you can do immediately, right? Whether it's writing out your business plan, your budget, whether it is creating whatever it is you want to create. Nothing's stopping you from creating stuff you want to create. Often you can do it with what you've already got, right? It's the other things. And if you don't know how to do stuff, or if you haven't got the money to do stuff, right, you need to learn how to do it yourself. You don't need marketers to do it for you. You don't need companies to help you out. If you're absolutely strapped, you need to start learning what you need to learn. And there's so much information out there for you to tap into, right? Self-learning. I'm self-taught 101, right? Because I've got an inner drive to want to do it. You might not be like that, right? But it's an amazing place when you want to create things in your life, is to be self-taught, is to go out and find the information that you need to get you to your next step. And that's what, you don't have to know everything. You never have to know everything. And if you're somebody sitting there going, oh, I know everything, well, you wouldn't be watching this, would you? No, I don't know everything. I love learning, absolutely have a passion for learning, yeah. And there's so much that once you start pushing yourself through those limits and you start taking chances and risks and putting yourself out there and going after your goals and your dreams and your planning and your, for me, I've got 2 whiteboards here. I've got whiteboards all around me often, yeah. I regularly scrub them off and go, nah, I've changed what I want to do. Mostly there'll be core things on there that I know I'm totally passionate about bringing into form, right? But I'll change how I want to bring them into form. And if something's not working, it's a point where you go, why isn't this working for me? Regardless what aspect of it is your life. If it's to do with if you don't know, I'm right into health and fitness. So if it's to do with your body, your weight, your fitness, you really seriously, first thing that holds anybody up is not taking any action, right? Not changing what you're eating, not getting your booty, your body outside, in the gym, in the pool, yoga, whatever it is for you that fires you up, that you love doing in terms of exercise. If you're not physically getting out there and doing it, clearly you're going to stay the same. Nothing's going to change. You're going to exercise as much as you like and still be, I'm going to say the word fat, right? You might all cringe, right? The word fat. You might still be fat. Reason is because what you're putting in your mouth. Yeah, simple. It's about changing what you're doing and being responsible for those changes. And it's about taking action, right? It's about taking action. If you want to get in a love relationship, beautiful love relationship, what are you doing to find yourself a love partner? I ain't going to come knocking on your door and say, hey, I'm the love partner you've always wanted and looked for, and I've tracked down to your house and I've knocked on your door. Can I come in and let's have a life together? I'm sorry, that doesn't work, does it? High five each other. I've just made a joke and I'm on Aussie. You got to put yourself out there, yeah? You got to be daring. You got to take risks and put your heart on the line. You got to let the whole past be in the past and open your heart up for love, right? So it really doesn't matter what aspect. If you're job hunting, you've been job hunting for ages and you still haven't got a job, and I know things can be tough, right? You need to pivot, right? In that moment, you got to go, if this is not working for me, I've seriously got to change direction, right? Because it's not working for me. Either it's the career path you're trying to get into, it's the market you're trying to get into. Maybe you've got a business idea that's in your heart you should be following, yeah? And you're going, I haven't got the money for it. Well, hey, you're not earning any money right now anyway, so you might as well go for it, yeah? You can still find something part-time to do you know what I mean? But it's about changing what you're thinking. Some of my best business ideas that worked for me is when nobody would give me a job, yeah? Quite a few years back when my boys were, because my boys are adults now, I'll share a story with you. Don't mind me sharing a story with you, yeah? I think it'll inspire you. And I've run with many ideas, and some of them have flummoxed and some have been great. And when they are great, it's like, cool, we get that one together, babe. We did it, yeah? Often it's a lot of hard work, persistence, willpower, determination, never giving up, right? But yeah, so there was this point where I'd gone back and studied because I thought, I'll do the safe thing. That's me all over, right? And you can constantly have that tussle, particularly if you're entrepreneurial, is doing the safe thing versus doing what's passionate in your heart. I'd come out of a divorce with my boys, and they were only about 8 and 10 at the time, I think, when I started this business, because I'd studied for 2 years, 2.5 years solid, right, getting a HR degree, human resource degree, yeah. And when I came out of that, because I had previous background in terms of like management jobs and all kinds of stuff, right, nobody would give me an entry-level job into human resource management. No one. I can remember being at a panel interview. God, I don't like them. I don't know about you, but honestly, there was about 5 people there. And I'm thinking, well, are they trying to intimidate us with 5 people interviewing you at once, right? And they were just pummeling me going, we don't know why you want this job. Like, really seriously prove to us why you want this job. I'm like, just give me a job. That's all I want. I've been trying so hard, 12 months. Give me a job. I just want to get my foot in the door and start into this career. No one would give me an opportunity, right? Because they didn't think I'd stay. Because of my management background, but it was like, this is what I just studied for 2.5 years. So what happened in that moment is I tried for ages to get a job in that area, yeah? And it happened to be, it kind of got to about Christmas time. This is quite a few years back, right? And I was sitting on the back of a boat with a girlfriend. They invited me over to this island who was sitting on the back of the boat. And my boys had given me a beading kit for Christmas. And this is when that beading craze had just started off. You're making your own jewellery, yeah? I had no idea, but I was pretty creative. Even back then, I was pretty creative, yeah? And I sat on the back of this boat and I made these pair of earrings. And I looked at them and I thought, well, that was pretty easy. I wonder if I can make any money out of this, yeah? Well, that's how I started a global jewelry business, right? No joke, I had no more than $500 in my pocket to start it. And initially it started with baby steps. I literally just handmade these jewelry designs, right? And then foot traffic, rang people up, wrote out a phone script, rang shops up where I lived, like in our main centre of where shopping was, in the reasonable areas, and rang these shop owners and said, hey, blah, blah, my name's such and such. I had this script, yeah. I've got these designs. Would you like to see them? Well, lo and behold, 6 of them said, yes, bring them along. I'm like, okay, great. All right. I had to ring a few, right? But I had to within me, and I don't do cold calling, right? Within me, I had to get the guts and put my fear. And every time I picked up a phone, there was still fear in my belly, yeah, about talking to shop owners about, this range I'd put together. And I went to see them, and I got into every shop that I went to see. And then I started making jewelry and supplying them, right? And I soon figured out, when you're in business, right, in your baby steps, you soon figure out that you can't make quite so much, right? And you're not going to make a lot of money out of it doing it that way. I had to get smarter. Yeah, I had to change what I was doing. And that's when the internet just started taking off. And so I started putting my stuff on a website, and you know what? I didn't get traction for about 12 months. I slogged it out, and I thought, I've got to change this, right? So I ended up learning self-taught. This is why I talk about self-taught, right? Everything I know about marketing, I've learned by trial and error, and given it a go. Back then, nobody knew how to market. Nobody knew how to do internet digital marketing, change the name over time. Right now, we're right into the social media booms, which has changed again, yeah? But back then, nobody knew. So I had to self-taught. I had to teach myself how to get on the top rankings of Google, how to do SEO, how to build a website. In the end, I got some guys to build me one after my first one, yeah, which was quite a lot more professional than what I put together. And it took off, and I ended up, but it didn't just take off, right? I constantly had to figure out, well, who's my customer base? Who do I want to attract? What do I want to sell? Because clearly I couldn't keep making jewelry, yeah. So I started importing and exporting bead supplies, jewelry supplies, because that craze was taken off. I tapped into a market, yeah. And I had different types of clients. I had retail clients, which I was selling direct to customers, yeah. I also had wholesale clients, because I figured out I could move a whole lot more product if I sold it into shops. I ended up selling it all around the world to about nearly close to 700 retail shops buying my products, not only the bead supplies, but the fashion jewelry shops, the gift shops were buying the jewelry I was bringing in as well, yeah. That all started with just a little idea on the back of a boat, right, when I had no money. And in the end, I ended up with 3,000 clients, not only where I am in Australia, but all around the world, and 700 of those were retailers. And I got it into such a flow, and this is super important when you want to do something and it's not working, is are you in your flow? And what does that mean? Are you in alignment with what you're truly passionate about? Is what you're doing light you up? Same with exercise. Is what you're doing, do you enjoy it? If you hate it, you're not going to show up. Same with your food. Have you got a program that you can stick to that you're not going to hate every day, right? With your career, are you in something that joyfully lights you up? Working with people that don't make your life really hard every day, yeah? Because when you're in your flow, everything starts coming together, yeah? It starts coming together. In the end, all I had to do was send a newsletter out, and the next morning I had money in my bank account. Yeah, that's been in your flow. I had quite a few more businesses after that, and marketing, all sorts of stuff, right? But that's just one example of what happens when you pivot. Yeah, when you look at things differently, and when you believe in yourself and you never give up. And I'm not going to say to you that business didn't take hard work. I'd be up some nights really late, yeah, packing orders because I had so many goddamn orders. In the end, I hired someone to help me pack orders, and designing things, yeah, absolutely designing things. But it's about starting. And if I'd sat there on the back of that boat and done nothing with that idea, it would have just been a wasted idea. I could have kept slogging it, trying to get a job where it would have got me probably another 6 months down the track, still wouldn't have had one. Yeah. So I guess what I want to say to you today is think about, what have I placed around myself is the limit, because you're always capable of more. you're always capable of taking action, and that's the key to anything, right? There is absolutely nothing wrong with having, and when it comes down to the fact you've got nothing, absolutely nothing to help you out, and you're in the most overwhelming place, one, get your emotions back into alignment, yeah? I say that to you all the time. But just know that if you've got something, all it is about taking the steps that you can take, even if you've got nothing, whether it's writing your goals down, figuring out the steps, start creating. I'm sorry, but a piece of paper and a pen's not going to cost you much to start, or your keyboard to create things, right? Your laptop, whatever, to create things. You can always create stuff from the information and knowledge you already have within you, right? There's all sorts of things you can do. Do you need to reach out to people to get your foot in your door somewhere? Do you know what I mean? There's all sorts of things you can do, but it's about changing your perspective, about what you're saying to yourself, how you're looking at things, and there's always, always the opportunity to do more than you think you're capable of doing, to push through those limits. All right. I hope this helps. I know it does. It's Saturday here, by the way. I'm about to film the weekly videos for the members only perks. So if you haven't gotten into those yet, because you know I also do my inspirational tarot readings on my channel. So if you want to get those bonus readings every month, there's a soulmate one, there's a life purpose one, and starting from, these will get released next week, yeah, for July, is the weekly readings coming out as well. And obviously, if you're a free subscriber on my channel, you get the monthly and the mid-monthlies, and these inspirational ones as well. Yeah. So go check that out. To get into those, you just have to hit the join button on my channel. I'll also put the link, if you can't see the join button, in the description box below. And there's some amazing new merch on my channel as well. The Eagle Spirit, some people have already gotten their hoodies and their mugs and stuff going, which is awesome. That's to fire you up a little bit more and get you motivated and inspired. Yeah, so go check that out. All right, and for now, much love, much light. Namaste.